Welcome back. You know, in life sometimes situations present themselves that catch you totally off guard. You weren't ready for them. And so I must admit that the same sentiment was felt by me when I came across this story of a young lady. Her name is Shaina Bell. And of course, you know, as the video progresses, I'm going to have some questions. And the questions are going to center around accountability. You know, that's big on my platform. So let's get into the video and see what Miss Bell has to say.
They make me laugh. They're my world.
When you talk to Shaina Bell about her three children, Faith, Jayshawn, and Jade, ages 9, 7, and 3, her face just lights up.
I would never do anything to harm my kids. My kids are everything to me. That's all I do is go to work and take care of my kids.
It was 1 week ago today. Bell was arrested at her job at Little Caesars, accused of leaving her daughter.
Let's stop right here. So for some context, Miss Bell is 24 years old. She has 3 children, 9, 7, and 3, according to the reporter. And she's working at Little Caesar. Okay. Questions. Let's keep going, though.
By themselves inside the Motel 6 hotel room where she's been living.
I had to go to work. My daughter decided that she wanted to stay here. My daughter told me that this is where she wanted to be. And I felt that she was old enough to be able to sit here with her sister for a few hours because my job is right down the street.
But Bell ended up landing 2 misdemeanor.
She's 24, 3 children, 9, 7, 3. She's staying in a hotel room. Okay, keep going.
Charges of endangering children and spent the night in jail after her children's father called police. Although she says it's embarrassing, Bell isn't mad at anyone.
I never set blame on anybody for anything because at the end of the day, nobody left my kids in the hotel but me. I've cried a couple of times since this situation started. I'm just trying to keep a level head and trying to stay strong because that's all I can do.
Her story gained a lot of attention from across the country, from both the haters and those who support the working mom of 3.
A lot of people are saying hurtful things, but a lot of people are also being there for me and showing great support. I have over $100,000 on a GoFundMe account right now. I didn't ask for that, but people gave it to me, and I'm just I'm over appreciative to what's going on.
She says she's going to use that money to buy a house for her children to live in and everything they need. In Liberty Township, Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.
All right, so as I mentioned, there would be quite a few questions that I would have in regards to this young lady's situation. So the first question is based upon what we know, and I'm gonna be a little bit subdued for this particular conversation, you all, because it's full of emotion for me. But where are the family members? Her mom, her dad, her aunts, her uncles. Where are these people? Now, of course, the report doesn't say anything about where she's living in relation to her family. But I would have to think that with those children, 3, all above or under the age of 10, those are babies. Where are the family members to assist her? We're not talking about a situation where she's going out to party or anything, crazy like that. She's going to work to try to support her and her children. That's the first question. And now you know what the next one is going to be. Because like I mentioned, as far as masculinity is concerned, positive masculinity, that's what we're about. That's what this channel is geared toward. Our platform is based on positive masculinity. So where is it in this instance? Where is the father of those children? But now, I will say this. There is quite a bit of immaturity that you will see that's expressed in this particular video. Let me tell you why I say that. At 24 years of age, Miss Bell, even though one of her children may have said that they wanted to stay at the hotel, Miss Bell or was not thinking clearly in leaving all three of her children there. No matter what they might say, that's a decision that should be left up to a grown-up. Even though we did a little research and come to find out that she had someone that would come by every hour to check on the children, that's still not sufficient. And that's probably some of the reason why CPS was involved. But now on the part of the child's father, the children's father, what in the world is going on? If she has to go to work, then instead of calling the police and getting CPS involved in the situation where the children could possibly be taken away and put into the system, why not just make arrangements to come pick the children up or to stay in the hotel room with them until their mother comes from work? And then when she gets home, you can leave. I don't understand the thinking process behind that. So I'm venturing to say that maybe this young man is around the same age as Shaina. But I'm still trying to figure out, why isn't someone from her family that's older, that's more mature, why aren't they helping her with the decisions that she's making? Maybe she's an individual who is not easy to be reasoned with. From the video, it doesn't seem that way. It seems that she would be thankful for any help that she get, but I'm trying to understand how there is a young mother in the world with 3 children and there's no one willing to help her until something like this happens, until the police have to be involved. Now, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. And what I mean specifically is, I'm not a fan of causing a problem somewhere that a problem didn't need to be caused. Why call the police on her? Because I'm going to tell you, it does 2 things. One of the things we've already talked about, but it does 2 things. The first thing it does is the police go up to Little Caesars where this young girl is working. This young woman, pardon me, she's working. And she's arrested at Little Caesars. And most likely, when they walked her out of Little Caesars, she didn't have a job there anymore. So now she doesn't have a way to provide for her children, right? Then, because of the actions that she took in leaving the children, now Child Protective Services comes in, and as I mentioned, there's a potential for the children to be taken away from her and put into the system, when the only thing that the father had to do was step in and make sure his children were okay. Listen, you don't get no passes from me on this one. I can't give them. Because regardless of what's going on between mom and dad, that shouldn't affect the children, the safety and the protection of the children. That's why I say there's a high level of immaturity here. Because the best thing to do would be to step in and assist her. She didn't make these children alone. So the thought process behind calling the police on this young lady, that thought process was non-existent. Yeah, I'll say it, because that's how I feel. It was non-existent. And then if you look at the situation even further, because she had to spend a night in jail, now she's away from the children. She's away from the children. Now, I don't, the video didn't talk about it, but I'm thinking about the emotional impact that it would have to see your mother being taken to jail, or to know that your mother is in jail. The emotional impact that would have on the children. Not only that, but knowing that your father was instrumental in putting your mother in jail. What kind of foolishness is that? This is the dysfunction that I see a lot of times. And this is the dysfunction that causes young ones at an early age to be traumatized. Nobody's thinking about that. And that's what I have a problem with. Because as fathers, part of providing and protecting is making sure that your children are in a situation where they know that they're loved and cared for. It's not our job to come in and destabilize things because we don't get along with their mother. That's not how this works. In the end, we want balanced and productive children, because balanced and productive children grow into balanced and productive adults. That's the whole point of it. That's why positive masculinity It's so important. You have to play a role that's positive. You have to play a role that contributes something. Or else you'll have situations that end up like this. No, I ain't cutting him no slack. You ain't gonna get no forgiveness over here. Because that was just insane to me, to put the children through all of that. Those have been my thoughts. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, be easy.